Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is FreyDCat Gaming. We are covering some War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius today. I just wanted to do a little video showcasing the team that I used in the most recent class match and that I've been using in free matches recently that has been giving me a really nice winning streak, especially when we have those 10 times medals up. So I've been racking in the free match points or the PvP points or whatever they're called in the shop. These guys. Hold on, we're gonna pull it up because I forgot already what they're called. The PvP medals, right? Hold on, bear with. PvP medals. So you see right here, I have right now almost 46,000 PvP medals. Usually takes me a really long time to farm these. I don't often do PvP or manual PvP. I'm getting more into it now. But this, the medals 10 times up has been super helpful, especially with that winning streak that I've got right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the team I've been using, and then we're going to do some matches so you can see and maybe try to create something similar for yourself. So let's just take a look at the formation we've got going on. We are using Rikku. So this is definitely an Earth Evade team. I've been pretty successful with it. Surprisingly, I mean, free match is more casual. People kind of just do it every day just to get their points toward their daily clear so they can get medals for the Veritas units. So I guess maybe the lucky thing is people aren't really necessarily taking it too seriously. So I haven't really seen a lot of teams built for accuracy to my benefit. It's been really nice. I think I have 35 win streak right now. So right now we've got Ashen Mont, we've got Rikku, and we have Halloween Lucio. We've got the Blood Sword +1. This is a +1. Yep. Blood Sword. I have the Genbu Ring, right? Yeah, Genbu Ring barrier on. We have the new Jaden's TMR for that. Not that he really needs. He doesn't really need the TMR buff. He already has AP restore on him. What is nice is that agility, and then he also, I would think, because of the Blood Sword, has the HP restore. So it's just like an extra bells, basically. If he needs AP, he doesn't really use this buff. It's more just for, I think it might have had it on a different composition and for the agility. We've got Odin on for his follow-up attacks with that Man-Eater. We have the Dark Titan VC. We have the Solitary Lion VC. Solitary Lion is the Earth Attack, Accuracy up /pen. Also, the Dark Titan is Unit Attack Resistance up, Defense pen, HP up. Rikku, I'm using her her own weapon, the Steel Edge. I just don't have the UR relic made yet. I've been kind of lazy on the reliquaries, so I need to get to that. But it's been doing it for me. I know that a lot of people like the reliquary better. But yeah, so not too bad. She does get evasion up on a critical hit guaranteed, which is nice. And she starts with some evasion up in the beginning, which is nice while she's ramping up. And she has that built-in /attack penetration. And then she has the Winter Coat +6, which gives her more penetration. Also some light attack resistance, which is nice with Yuna's running around. A little more evasion and the all-element debuff resistance up. Then she has her own TMR. It's got a little agility. I know people like to run Lucia's boots. I've been running this. It just kind of helps align team buffs a little bit better because if she's faster, she tends to run out ahead before getting any buffs. This kind of keeps her back a little bit because of the speeds, how they work. We can look at Trust Stones in a second as well. Then Lucio, he has his own weapon. Assault, I believe that was. Yep, he has his own weapon. I have it on Assault right now. I do have a +6 Hermes Sandals, which helps. I honestly recently was just able to make my Hermes Sandals. Has the nice agility, the evade on it, immobilize resistance, some more evasion, acquired AP up, and agility up for 3 turns on a critical hit guaranteed. So that's pretty cool. The agility helps with the evade. Rikku for Espers has Dark Ifrit. Dark Ifrit has that evade up on it, which I believe I have marked off in the Esper board. I should probably check. We have Riku's signature VC for that evasion up, agility up, and slash attack up. Then we have the Halloween Monsters VC for more agility, spirit up, and pierce attack resistance. Lucio is wearing his signature VC for that luck up, spirit up, and agility up, which obviously there is some overlap there, but this agility is a bigger buff, so that will take over. We still do have agility from this card in the sub slot anyway. Yeah, so there's one little overlap right there. And then we have our Secrets of the Heart luck VC in the sub slot. So that's kind of what we're running. That's our setup. Let me just look at Trust Stones really quick so you kind of see what's going on there. So for Trust Stones, we will look in this menu right here. So, we can look at all the abilities and everything set up as well. So we have a luck set and an agility set on Mont. We've got HP plus 10, luck up plus 10%, attack up 20%, defense pen 10. We have the curse resistance, stop resistance, dex up, accuracy up, critical evasion, which just going back, curse resistance, probably not necessary in this team loadout because I don't have someone giving him re-raise, so you could switch that out for something else. We've got the stop resistance though, dex up, accuracy up, critical evasion up, slow resistance up, acquired AP, and reaction block rate. Then we'll just look at what I have him equipped with. I have his main job, sub job on there. We have strength to reach godhood, which gives attack, defense, piercing rate up, bestows HP recovery when HP falls below 50%. And then warrior spirit raises max HP and attack. Let's see, is there something better that I can have on here? No, I think that's pretty good. And then Edge of Slumber, his counter, right? So his counterattack, when taking damage, he has a chance of inflicting sleep, which I think most people have sleep build up. Also, his agility, just so we can kind of see where their agility tiers are, he's right now sitting at 120. For Rikku, we have a luck trust stone set and agility trust stone set. So just like Ashen Mont, she has the HP and the luck up, defense pen, earth attack up, paralysis resistance, sleep resistance, critical damage up, critical hit rate up, disable resistance, stop resistance, acquired AP, reaction block rate. Basically, resistance to anything that would stop evasion in its tracks and just make her easy to hit. Yeah. So that's going on for her right there. And then I have her main job, sub job on. Because she has she's not going to really use the stop one unless I want it on manual. I'm running this on auto right now, but we could use that in a manual. And then 2 hit damage lowers earth resistance. Now we could probably go monk for some strike. Her main kit is pretty good though. And then, actually this would probably, for auto, this would probably be the smarter thing to do. So we're just going to throw Axe Knight on there right now, just to throw in some potential to sleep things and whatnot. Also heal any statuses if we get inflicted with statuses that we don't want. Watch that change the entire way things are running. So we'll see. I hope not. Then she has, if something bad happens, don't blame me. And as fast as an Albed. If something bad happens, don't blame me. Bestows damage reduction, removed after taking damage 1 time, increases her own physical damage, removed after taking damage 3 times, and raises defense pen / attack piercing rate, and bestows magic reduction. As fast as an Albed, raises agility and evasion, and then she has preemptive strike, which she can preemptively strike when taking / or magic type damage. Then, last but not least, Lucio. Oh, and then Riku's agility right now is at 117. So Ashen Mont is our fastest unit right here. And then on Lucio, we have Axe Knight, Duelist. I do have a couple things turned off for auto on him. I have turned off his offensive footwork. Yes, that's the only one I have turned off there. And I believe in here as well. And I also turned off Enduring Formation, just because I would rather him get his self buff up first with the his shield and evasion and everything like that. I feel like if he buffs too much, then he tends to not get online fast enough. If I'm running him in manual, sometimes I will use the Enduring Formation for that defense up and chain resistance. But in auto, I have it turned off. Otherwise, he has Axe Knight Vigilance and Duelist Lore. This gives him attack up, unit attack resistance, and lowers AP consumption. And then Duelist Lore raises defense pen and evasion rate. And then Mirage Feint preemptively lowers target's accuracy when taking physical damage. Just notice that his bravery is not maxed, so I will fix that another time. And then also, I didn't say what TMR I had on him. I have Winter Perrine's TMR on him, actually. Why? It just gave a little agility, and if he does use the buff, which sometimes he does, I kind of did this in case I encountered any mirror matches or I encountered any wind teams, because it gives wind and earth resistance for 4 turns and raises his own critical evasion rate. So I thought it was useful. Otherwise, the only other thing that I didn't explain is Riku's TMR. I have her own TMR on here. Same thing, it gives evade and agility. I know people give Lucia's boots, but I explained that before with the speed tiers. Also, I liked the chance that if she wanted to use this, she typically doesn't use this, but I might use this in manual. Raises her own attack and a reaction block rate, and bestows a chance of inflicting blind, which you know, if I encounter a very accurate party, would be nice to get some blind off, so they have less of a chance to hit my team. So that is the loadout. We also, of course, have Mont as the commander. We have an all-earth team, and they all receive the buff from Mont. So what we're going to do right here, we're going to go in, we're going to do our first match, and we're going to hope that things don't take a turn for the worst. Now, I believe I have a streak of about 35 at the moment. Let's go, and hopefully we keep the streak going. So yeah, feel free to use this as a template for your own parties. I borrowed some ideas from KT7 Up, so this is not completely my brainchild. So I will give credit where credit is due. I did look at one of his videos and get kind of a sense of how things could work, or I just wanted an idea for class match specifically. In finding a cost-limited party. And this was perfect because we have Rikku as 100 cost, Mont as 100 cost, and then Lucio is actually 70 cost. So I was under cost limit. So you see that Mont goes first. He can get his buff off. That's why I don't want Rikku running too far ahead, because she moves pretty far. Then she'll get her buff off on him, and then Lucio will buff himself. And that's kind of the most important thing for me. He already gives himself an evasion buff, so it doesn't matter too much. It would just it wouldn't stack with Riku's evasion buff. So it looks like we're encountering a wind party. So this will be interesting. Of course, they're being pulled over to the side because of Dario. Now, what will be nice is if Lucio actually uses his TMR, because we have that wind resistance. So now, okay. I shouldn't have put what is nice that I did. So some things I shouldn't have done. I probably should have left Rikku on her own main sub job, because I just made that change. That's not something that I have been running. But what is nice is it pulled her back. She buffed Mont again, and then she wasn't too far out of range for Lucio to give her the wind resistance. So this might work in our favor. She didn't get too far ahead and kill herself. So now, also what I like, I kind of have been using this center positioning. And what I find is that it typically funnels the enemy team down the center and lines them up, and they can't really surround me. So I'm pretty much always front facing. My team doesn't get separated. They kind of stay together, but they're generally evasive enough that they don't get all killed by group damage or AoEs. So we already took out the Wind Veritas. We're pretty fast, so it looks like we're kind of lapping them. Again, a lot of these teams that we find in free match, generally I find are not like completely optimized. So that's why I think I've had a lot of success in creating such a high chain in my win streak. I'm not complaining. So if you want to try and do the same and try to take advantage of these bonus medals, do it. I just love Halloween Lucio. Now, the other thing that I didn't really show, and maybe we'll show after the video, is how far transcended I have these units. Lucio, I would love to invest in more because he seems to be a unit that keeps coming back when a new evade unit comes out. I've seen him used a lot, very, very successfully. I would love to invest more Transcendence into him, but I don't necessarily have resources when there are other units I want to build, but he seems to be doing well. Cool. So as you see, I mean, this wasn't a meta team, so, you know, not too scary, but it was wind, so we had an elemental disadvantage. But as you can see, we're leaving with, I think, full health. So let's look at another match and see what happens. Now, that ended up working out for us with Rikku on a different sub-job. What I am going to do, just so we see how I have been successful up to this point, I'm going to change her back so we can see how she has been behaving, just in case that changes her AI behavior a little bit, because she has extra buffs to make. One more thing that we will look at really quickly is how far transcended I do have all of these units. So we can take a look. For Ashenmont, my Ashenmont is actually almost fully maxed out. He has 73 reincarnations. He's pretty close. Usually I think cap out is around 80 or just over 80. So I'm still working on getting him to be fully transcended because he's almost there. And he's a really, really good unit that keeps, you know, paying dividends. He's been great in a lot of the nightmare difficulty, like multi-quests. Rikku, I only have reincarnated 5 times. I'm holding off on using any more Mind Spheres. I want to see... I know the new Venera is supposed to come out soon, so I don't know if I want to heavily invest in Rikku or if I want to heavily invest in Yuna. I can't build them both all the way up right away, so I'm still waiting to kind of see, but she's been doing fine. And then my Lucio has 55 reincarnations, so he has a respectable amount. He's not maxed. You know, like he could, if he was maxed, he could take full advantage of all this extra evade and all that. But he's doing well. Just so you can see how far built I have these units, because the extra stats do end up making a difference in the long run or in a pinch, you know? All right, so we're going to do another match. Hopefully we get something a little more challenging. We have lightning, so we'll see. I have gone up against some Shureka teams with great success. So, you know, haven't really been too scared of that. I've gone up against Jaden teams and Gilgamesh teams with some success. So we'll see. This one should be a cakewalk because it's lightning and with some old units, not necessarily meta units. So I might go ahead and skip this one in the video until we find one that's a little more exhilarating, challenging, but we can at least see what Rikku does with her AI. She starts the same with her own buff, but we'll see what her second buff is in her priority without that sub job on. Okay, so now the Ashenmont comes, and then he'll do his own... Oh, actually, he did the HP Restore buff. So he does use the TMR. So basically, he'll do his group buff, he'll do the TMR buff, and then he'll do his own Courage buff if the enemy unit is not close enough. And then Rikku didn't buff again because she had Esther close by, so she went for the damage. See, so Ashenmont went for his other buff to get his courage on and that defense pen. But, you know, you could totally change out the TMR. It's kind of just an overlap. It doesn't really do anything extra. So that would probably be, you know, something that I change. And Rikku went ahead and took out basically the whole team on her own. And okay, and we're still not close enough. So then he'll pick up the kill. Very nice. All right, so that was a quick match. Oh, and then I didn't say what my streak was on the last one, but you'll see here that after 2, we have a consecutive win streak of 37. So at the end of today's matches, we should be at a total of 40. The bonus stops getting higher. I forget where it stopped, but I've been at 2,400 winning streak bonus medals for a while. Then we get victory rewards of 100, and then participation points of 500. So all in all, we're getting per match at this point. I'm getting 3,000 medals per match. So per day, I'm getting 15,000 medals, which is great. So if you want to build up your own set of Hermes sandals or that platinum armor, I currently am working on building a platinum armor. I know it's not necessary right now, but just in case a strike meta comes back, I have that option. Also, just for collection purposes. So I like to have at least like one of every possible equipment. Not every type necessarily, but you know. Okay, so now we have a Gilgamesh team that I just got disconnected from. So hopefully that better not have counted as a loss, because that would be very annoying. Hopefully that was a disconnection on their point. All right, so we have a Mont team. I kind of would have liked to see the Gilgamesh team in this video, but we'll see what happens now with Amont. So I wonder if this is a mirror match. Or a lot of the time in an Earth team, I'm seeing Sottily. Yeah. So we have Sottily, Mont, and Ketone. Usually I see a lot of Sottily, Mont, and Rikku. I'm assuming that they don't have Rikku. So Ketone is the obvious sub in that case. So Lucio will go get his buff up. And then we got the Ketone. Ketone, I am interested. I think she just got a new mastery ability. I don't remember, or she got one recently. Ketone is always a great unit. I mean, you know, she's not a new meta unit, but a lot of times when Evade comes back, she can be pretty good. I'd be interested to kind of try her out in an Evade team. So then Rikku, I think, will buff. Yeah, so now she'll do her shield. So she starts with her group buff and then does her shield. Or her self buff, I guess you would say. All right, so we got... So this is also why I like having this lunchbox, because in a mirror match or Earth versus Earth, we at least get that resistance. And then against our weakness, wind, we get a little resistance there too. So now the question is to see how evasive this Earth Evade team is. Or rather, I guess, how accurate they are. All right, so yeah, Ketone has that courage on her, but I think we should be fine. Rikku should probably get the kill now. Yep, still, Ketone still got an evade in there. I am surprised to see that Rikku pulled back, but probably has to do with the way she was facing. What is nice too is that with Lucio's limit break, he gets that re-raise. Also, when it's right now in free match, haste and quicken are banned. So normally Lucio would also get that haste on. If quicken and haste weren't banned, I probably would also have a haste TMR on Mont. And probably Rikku as well. Or have some way to give haste to Rikku. And yeah, so even getting hit, we're not taking much damage. We're pretty tanky. We can soak a lot of damage, which is nice. I think Rikku and Lucio ends up hitting like a truck. Lucio has a lot of penetration, so he ends up doing a lot of damage, as you can see right there. Mont kind of gave a dent, built up that chain, and then Lucio just went in for the kill. And then Rikku ends up doing a lot of the same, building up those chains or taking advantage of those chains as well. So this one is pretty much set match at this point. We took a little damage on this one, but not too bad. I've never... You know, this time didn't feel any much of a threat, but this is probably the most threatening match we've encountered so far. And will they go? Will we ever know? And if this is a disconnect... Okay, no, it's not. I was very scared of a disconnect at that moment. Okay. So we just need to make the kill. Very excited to see the new Mont come in. And does Sally have re-raise? No. I am very, very excited to see the new Mont come in the new year. I haven't looked too much into his kit, but his design looks awesome. I'm sure he will be a meta-defining unit, just like this Ashenmon iteration of him has been. Really, really cool when the main character stays like online and relevant. I guess through different iterations. I think we have 1 or 2 more matches to do. I didn't see what our chain was at that last point, but we'll do our next match. And then I'm going to experiment when I do my arena matches. I'll experiment with using the Axe Knight sub job with Rikku and see if that does anything. I just don't want to take any risks breaking my streak right now with something that I didn't experiment with. Yeah. All right, so we've got an ice team now. So Agrias, Agrias is one of the reasons that I have well, there's a lot of reasons we have stop resistance, but Agrias has that stop and confusion that we have to worry about. This team, I'm not too concerned about. The Sephiroth can be scary, but he hasn't been too much of a problem. Really just have to watch out for that curse. But the only one that is affected by curse is Lucio right now. I don't remember too much about what Lilyth does. I don't remember her kit too much. But she's a pretty good 70 cost unit. And then even Agrias can be pretty annoying if, you know, they keep buffing, getting the regens on or pulling hate. But overall, not too much of a problem. We have a lot of slash penetration and defense penetration, so we're pretty much able to handle Agrias. The only thing is, Agrias sometimes lands a confusion on the team or Rikku. I think that's one of the things that would maybe be worth considering in Trust Stones is putting confusion resistance on Rikku, because that is one of the ailments or one of the status ailments that has affected her in this setup that I've seen. But we'll see if it lands this time. And okay, so not a particularly tanky Agrias. So I'm assuming it's not very transcended. Looks like we're doing like max damage from the get-go. So this was an easy match as well. I mean, again, not like not a meta team. There's some great units on the team. But we got the re-raise, and then see we've still yet to take any damage. We'll see if the Sephiroth gets anything off on us. I'm assuming they're gonna go for their ult, which is why we have this delay. No. Okay. They did get the hit off, but soft damage. And then we just went right for the basic attack. Great. Okay, so I believe we have one more match. This is... what are we at? Oh! So, we DC'd earlier, and it broke our streak. That's awesome. Wow. That's so fun. Well, at least you saw... at least you got a chance to see how high my streak was. That's really depressing. We did have... I think we were at 37, and then I had a disconnection in the lobby, which doesn't make sense to me because in terms of our matches, we've only played 4 matches, that it's recorded. So we didn't actually enter the lobby. I mean, enter the actual like match, but we got penalized for a disconnection. Interesting. Okay. Well, that being said, now I don't care about losing my streak. So we're going to put Rikku on, we're going to put Rikku on her different sub job because now we're not trying to keep streak. I'll still build the streak as long as I can. I don't know how long this 10 times medals goes for, but we're going to do it. So the only thing I think I'll do is I'm going to turn off Enduring Formation on this. I will keep on Knight's Remedy just in case. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn off Enduring Formation. I don't think she needs that extra buff. Let's just go. We'll do our last match. We'll see what happens. At least you got to see how far the streak took me. The only thing that defeated my streak was a disconnect. So you can't help when that happens. Happens to the best of us at the worst times. I think everyone has a DC story, which we just had again. I'm going to blame this on BlueStacks. I usually do my matches on my phone. And both times it was to an ice team. So the ice teams froze my connection. That's super meta. That is super meta. All right, so last match, we'll see if changing her sub job gave her any changes to her AI, Riku's AI. Probably not, considering that I turned off that one buff, and we ended up just giving her a few extra attacks. The only thing that probably is better is if Rikku has on her main job, sub job, if she does hit a mirror match and can't hit, she might opt to go for that stop, and I do run her at 97 faith because of her LB Berserk. So that, I think, is one of the original considerations that I had for running her main job, sub job. But we'll see. So Cloud has been, the Advent Children Cloud has been pretty good. Of course, the Sephiroth is pretty good, and Seifer has been pretty good as well. So, I mean, not super meta right now, but we will see what happens. There could be accuracy. I think Seifer has quite a bit of accuracy, so we'll see if he's able to hit Rikku. She goes straight for the Berserk, actually. She must see a chance to inflict it. Or not. Get that unit attack resistance down, I guess. Lucio still is too far. And as is Mont. So the other team just needs to pull up in the front. And this typically happens that Rikku gets right in the front right away. They both evaded, so that's good. And then we'll see what happens with the Cloud. And even with them, I mean, they're still pretty tanky, even as evady as they are. Which is always a nice thing. And then I believe Lucio should go and take out the Cloud at least. Yep. And now here's what I'm curious to see, is if the Seifer is able to hit figured, but actually not for too much damage. We kill the Sephiroth, who just re-raises. And then Rikku should probably take out the Sephiroth and maybe probably do a select 2. So hit both the Sephiroth and the Seifer, I would think. Yes, and she is able to one-shot the Seifer. Cool. Yeah, Rikku is super evasive and hits super hard. Now let's see if that DC truly did... Yeah. And we didn't get any participation points, even though that was our 5th match. Okay, so the DC, I guess, did eat up our match attempts. At least we won. I think that does count at least toward our streak. I'm not sure. Or that would have reset our streak, actually, because of that previous disconnect. So that's super unfortunate. Kind of bummed about that. I'm glad that I decided to record the video when I did, so you could at least see how high the chain was. Yeah. So this has been the showcase video for Rikku, Ashenmont, and Lucio in free match. And sorry, I just thought class match was still open. Yeah, so if you want to take a stab at it, create your own version, go for it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I'll see you around. Till next time, have a good one. Happy New Year.